Are you guys like 2 days apart or some shit?
I'm the 20th.
I'm the 25th.
Oh,
Yeah,
see,
I'm
I
the
was
20th.
close.
Brothers from another
See,
mother.
real friends know each other's birthdays. You know what I'm saying? Just saying. You know?
Oh, nice. The 25th of what, JD?
July,
bro. Gary, you said your cat sneezed on you?
She just sneezed on me. Yeah.
When she's behind, it's not a sneeze.
She's sick. Would a cat sneeze be like a queef?
Let me cover her ears. Jesus.
Because cats are also known as.
She's a senior. You can't talk like that in front of her. She's like, actually, she can't hear anyway. She's deaf.
Premature.
What are we worried about? Dirty old broad.
Oh, okay. What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 27 of Breaking the Mold. This is the newest podcast coming at you here each and every single week on the Realm of Collectors YouTube channel. If audio is your preferred platform, we got you covered. This podcast can be found on iTunes and Google Play. Please remember to subscribe and leave a 5-star review, as it really helps the show out. If you're watching on YouTube, please remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And hop into the live chat below. Chop it up with the rest of the ROC fam. We're going to be shouting people out in the chat who are giving their opinions on our topics tonight. So before we move on, remember this episode of Breaking the Mold is brought to you by Crashbox Customs, the official Mezco supplier of the Realm of Collectors. Visit Crashbox Customs all over social media for your Mezco 1/12 needs. Mention the word Realm when placing your order, and you'll get a surprise gift with your purchase. Current pre-orders are Jason Voorhees, the Sovereign Knight Batman, Netflix Punisher, Blade, Logan, the Clown Prince Joker, and the PX Iron Man. So get your pre-orders in while you can. I'm Harrican BX. Let's say what's up to the rest of the crew. First up, John Addict. How you doing, Pop?
Yo, what's good, Jay? What's good, guys? Happy Tuesday.
What's up, buddy?
Dave.
Happy to be here. I have no work tomorrow, so I'm already partaking in my extracurricular activities. So if you see me munching on something in a few or not knowing what the fuck you guys are talking about, don't blame me, okay? Don't blame me.
Just blame the lifestyle.
Oh boy.
Oh man, that's awesome. That's awesome. Like you, no work tomorrow for me either. So let's have a good time tonight.
Yeah,
there you go.
How's the week going so far with you, man? How was the weekend and stuff? Everything well? What's happening?
Yeah, man. This weekend was pretty good. Put together some more stuff for upstairs. So hopefully sooner than later, you guys can see a finished project.
Nice.
So I'm excited about that. I go up like every fucking hour and a half. I go upstairs and I peek in. And I'm like, yeah. And I close the door. At one point, I was just laying on the carpet because the carpet went in this weekend. And I just stayed in there for like a good 40 minutes. I didn't have nothing to do. It was just like, envisioning.
Dude, your wife is like, we should have finished this room a long time ago.
Dave, that's a good feeling, man. I know that feeling.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm almost there, Brian. I'm almost there.
Yeah.
And your defense, fresh. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead, bro.
I was like, fresh carpet is nice. It's kind of nice to lay on. You're like, it's fresh new carpet.
Yeah, I was trying to bless it. I was trying to get wifey to go in there with me and fucking.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
But it just didn't work out. Every time there was always a little hiccup.
Don't worry, Dave. Soon enough, you have a little paradise by the Detol flight.
I hope you got your carpet cleaners already.
Oh shit! No, the good thing about being married is no mess. You just let her take it all.
And then 9 months later.
Hey, fuck it, man. Well, we're young, right?
I'm happy to hear the progress is being made on the room, though.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Awesome, man.
All right, next up, the analyzer, Brian Brink. How are you?
I'm great, I think. I'm cool now. I feel like I'm. It feels weird because I haven't paid a cent yet, technically, and I feel like I'm borrowing this borrowing this cool air at the moment. That's
oh no! Wait till that first bill comes in.
Yeah.
Awakening.
Yeah. So other than that, doing good. Weekend was good. Got to see some family, both through blood and through plastic. So it's good.
Nice.
All around. Very good.
Nice.
Awesome, man. Awesome. All right, next up, Big Dom. How are you?
What's going on, guys?
Hi, Dom.
Hey, Gary.
Holy glum.
Oh,
He sounded quiet. You're quiet. You're still carb deprived. I see, right? Still not happy. Huh?
Carbs. What the fuck is carbs?
How's everything going, man? How was your weekend?
Good. Very good. Got out to the beach on Sunday and had a good time with the family.
Nice. You look like you got a little sun. Look tan.
A little red.
Yeah. That happens. Same shit with me, man. I always get red before I turn brown.
Dude, I was in the ocean for pretty much the whole time because I had my nephew and his friend and just basically played in the ocean the whole time. My shoulders. I was talking to Dave while I was driving in. I couldn't even freaking move my shoulders to drive my car the next day.
Oh shit! Oh
so
man,
out of shape, Gary. I'm out of shape. I need those high repetitions, Gary. I need the high repetitions.
Yeah, we got a wellness challenge coming up soon, so maybe you could improve on that.
Yeah, that's great.
Dom, you sure it's not the rack and pinion, whatever, broken in your car again?
Oh God! Don't remind me, Brian. Don't remind me.
Getting amped up.
That's the last thing I need. Something else to break in my fucking car.
Your engine needs a new mandibula.
Which beach did you hit up in Jersey?
There's a beach called Spring Lake over here. It's mostly everybody goes to Belmar or Point Pleasant or Seaside. So there's certain beaches in between that are kind of not that packed that you can actually go out and enjoy.
You're like Gary. You go to the swinger ones. Like
no, we don't. I don't go to Muscle.
Beaches.
I don't go to Muscle Beach. But
Dom, how's old Seaside doing? I haven't been there since high school.
Oh, Seaside is Seaside.
Yeah.
It's always been same. It hasn't changed.
Nice.
That's where Jersey Shore was. Shot for people who don't know.
They got the club. They got the nightlife, and then usually it's okay to go during the day, and then the boardwalk is always pretty cool. I like the Seaside boardwalk, and I've been there recently where they pretty much you can't even tell that Sandy went through there.
Okay, so
they got everything built up. Yeah,
they've renovated. That's good. It's been a few years already. So
yeah.
All right, nice, man. All right, next up, JD. How are you?
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
Hey.
Hi. How are you?
Good. Very well.
What's good, my dude? What's happening? How was your weekend?
It's pretty good. Didn't really do a whole lot. We ran around a bit.
Pretty
good. Yeah, we just ran around hunting some toys and whatnot.
Still working on that dio?
Nice.
Say again, Brian?
Still working on that dio?
Absolutely.
This miniature Renaissance fair?
Yes. Dude, it totally is. That's what we're going to call it. We need to make flags for it.
Awesome.
You need to have a stand selling turkey legs.
Yes. Turkey legs and pirate hats.
That's right.
That would be cool if they do a wizard for Mythic Legion. That'd be cool. So.
That would be pretty cool.
There we go. You almost went 10 minutes without a mention.
Exactly.
I couldn't help it.
Mythic Tuesday.
Breaking the mythic.
Almost. Oh, nice, man. Nice. All right. Next up, we have a very special guest with us. He just recently celebrated a birthday. You can find him usually on Saturday nights on Plastic Fanatics. We got Russ the Muss here with us. What's happening, man?
What's up, man?
Yes.
Woo!
It's like an old school reunion, dude. So I thought I was going on a hangout, and it's like, no, this is the mold. Oops, wrong show. What's up, everybody? How you guys doing, man?
Good. Russ. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, it's good to see you guys too. Thank you for allow me to hang out with you guys. Sorry, I've been drinking a little bit, so I'm gonna get a little slurred in a minute.
Oh yeah.
Well, you're of drinking age now, you know.
Yeah,
so.
I know, right? Yeah. A couple times over, Dave. Unfortunately.
Redo.
You lie.
Oh, I try not to. Oh, nice, 44. Man. I'm 44. You believe that crap? I don't feel 44. It's kind of crazy. Damn.
So in the chat right now, everyone claims Dom is invisible. I mean, the guy's been losing a lot of weight, but no, he's quite visible. But no, it's funny. I'm looking at the live stream, and Dom is not there, but they can see him. It's very strange.
Oh, I see him too. He's frozen.
Oh, really?
No, he's moving to me.
He
was frozen to me. Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm watching it live, and his square is not even there.
I wish
he's not there to be square.
Yep. I kind of wish he was invisible. I'd be able to look at the screen.
He's not there at all.
I'm out of here, guys.
Dom's not here. That means we can talk shit about him.
Dom's not here, man.
The ghost of Dom.
Dom's not here.
Hey, Dom. Hey, Dom's not here, man.
That's cool, Dom. You got to teach me that trick. Jane would love it if I did that shit on live. Be like, oh, Russ, go away.
I should have kept quiet. You guys would talk shit about me.
Hey, I mean,
we'll talk shit about you anyway.
I'll give away the illusion. Dom is really under the table between Dave's legs. So.
Why do you have to go there, Brian?
I feel sick. I'm gonna throw up in my hat.
That's it. Show's over.
So how was your weekend, Russ? I saw there was a couple of pics coming out from the weekend. It looks like you had like a nice little dinner with some of the Rock fam and stuff.
Yeah, it was awesome. Well, I missed the meetup, unfortunately. That was up in Columbia, Maryland. But it's like those guys had a good time up there. Jason, I told Jason, I said, I can't make it. And he's like, well, dude, let's meet up for dinner. And I was like, that's awesome. So those guys came down and met up with me. They actually came all the way to Woodbridge too for me. So that was awesome. Made me not have to go up so far, But we had a good time. I got to see Darius, and like I said, I haven't seen him in a while, and he's looking good. He was quite animated for Darius, actually. But it was pretty cool. Had a good time, and Gort was with us, and got and I haven't seen him in a while, so I was like, damn, dude, what's up, man? I love every time I look at him, I get pissed because he's like so skinny. Like I told him, I said, if you like stand like next to me, like nobody will see you, dude. And he was like, what do you mean? You're just so thin. You'd hide behind me. It's crazy. Yeah. And it was fun. We had a good time. We went out hunting a little bit. Went to us. Jason wanted to go to Second and Charles because he loves the damn. I like the store too. It's cool. But they always want to charge too much for shit sometimes.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
Yeah, you can find some cool stuff, but then they're like, yeah, we went like 2 times what it's worth. It's like,
yep. Sometimes they don't know what they have, and then sometimes they blow it out of proportion.
Exactly. Yeah, we saw a couple of what's the figure that Chris is looking for?
Zuvio,
yeah. We saw a couple of them, and I was laughing. They went at like $10 and $12 for them.
Wow, they weren't charging retail for it.
Yeah, I was surprised, but I told him I was real loud. I said, "Y'all should pay me to take this."
Hey, what were their Triptychons going for?
I didn't see him there. I was surprised.
They didn't have that Ollie's price.
Oh man, I'll tell you. But it was a good time. I just love hanging. It was just fun to hang out with some guys, man. See everyone. I've been really busy at work lately, so it's like I feel like I've been working home. So it was a good break, to break the monotony up a little bit.
Yeah, it's good, man. It's good.
Yeah, it's good times.
All right, nice. All right. Last but not least, G Money. How are you, man? What's happening?
G Money.
I'm doing good. It's good to see you guys. Good to see Russ. We had a nice weekend too. It's kind of weird. I worked on Saturday, so I wasn't able to make the meetup in Maryland. By the time I finished up, it was just too far of a drive to try and make. And my wife, same thing. We went to the beach on Sunday, and I don't know what her deal is. Last week she's watching Jaws. Saturday night she's watching Shallow Water. Right? I'm like, can we stop watching these like shark movies like right before we go to the beach? I'm like, yeah.
That's a crazy movie, dude. The Shallows. That's an insane movie, man. That shark is like
I think
a shark,
demonic
shark or something, man.
Yeah. That's kind of crazy. Like, I would think she'd watch that stuff after the beach.
Dude, she doesn't go in the water. That's the thing. She goes in the water up to like, her knees, and then she kind of splashes, and she goes and sits back in the sun. It's where, where I'm out there, like, I'm like, oh, let me see how far out I can go. And I'm like that little kid where I'm like, I'm having fun in the waves, and all of a sudden I look around, I'm like, I'm all by myself. I'm like, it's kind of deep. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know about that.
Yeah, Jesse's the same way, but she doesn't swim, so she's always like weird about it. But I taught her a little bit, but I always have to be like holding on to her for her to go into the water at the beach or something like that. Yeah.
And Gary, when you go out that far, when you come back, like, don't you like you can't find your blanket or your towel? You're you always come back at like some
shift
that you're in that before.
Well, it's funny. So I'm like super
like, damn it, where the fuck they go?
Yeah, I'm not like paranoid with it, but I'm always like checking like where I'm at, like with the currents, you know what I mean, and the riptide and stuff, just to kind of have my anchor, whether it be like the lifeguard stand or where our umbrella is or whatever it looks like, so I can kind of keep your bearing just a little bit. But so it's good weekend. It's a little funny at work on Monday. I do, like most of us, you have conference calls you participate in and at times, and I have it's my responsibility to host the conference call for our regional which is putting the agenda, getting the guest speakers, the topics, getting things organized. And it makes for a very hectic Monday morning. But I found myself trying to employ some of the breaking the mold techniques to get people to participate a little bit more. Sometimes you get crickets on there. It's kind of funny. I'm like, this is far less entertaining than having good topics and good debates with friends, trying to get people to talk about work stuff.
I was about to say, what were you talking about? Mythic Legions in your?
Yeah, no, just but here's me posing questions. I'm like, I'm curious what the region has to say about this.
I mean, were you making jokes about their wives and stuff, or like how?
No.
I mean, that's what we do.
I didn't go that far. But it was good. And actually, I got something that I normally wouldn't talk about, but I got a custom 6-inch scale Deadpool van, courtesy of Crashbox. And Jose, this might kind of give us some topics for tonight, but it was very, very cool because it's a one-off piece. You guys know Chris does a lot of like dios and figures and accessories and stuff. And I had asked him for, again, Russ, you might appreciate this only because you're a bit of a car guy too. Mm-hmm. But I wanted like one of those 70s style vans, they used to do the mural with like the unicorn.
Yes.
I'm talking about like the wizard and like the cleavage warrior goddess thing where they'd airbrush it, right?
Yeah, they put a lot of the graphics.
So that's what I told him. I said, I don't want one that's rusty or beaten down or weathered. I said, I want a nice, clean, crisp, bright red van with some artwork on it. And actually, so long story short, Jisk actually from ETR did the artwork for the unicorns for Deadpool. And so it's a very, very cool piece to get. Nice. It's huge. I forgot how big it is until it came in. But it looks really good with Marvel Legends and stuff. So I'm going to set up a display with that.
Yeah, I saw the pics, man. Cool. Looks pretty cool, man. Pretty exclusive.
Yeah, that's the thing is it's I tell you, you get a lot of pieces in your collection. Some just hard to track down, some that have emotional attachment, but this was just really I liked it a lot. It was very personal. It was exactly what I was hoping it would be, far better than I could have tried to make it myself. And having some original artwork and stuff, and knowing the guys who put it together was actually really cool. So keep that in mind for anybody who listens. If they got a project in mind, hit Chris up because he's getting pretty good, and I'm sure he'll be able to accommodate whatever you can think of.
Oh yeah, man! I've been loving my little tiny town. I've been taking some pics. I was a little slow, like I just had been a little busy and hadn't been able to take pictures like lately when I initially got it. But now being on vacation and stuff, I had some downtime. I've been messing around with some figures and taking some pics. So it's been fun.
Dude, Jose, right? Dame Chalk taking your Astrobots pics
and
reposting them, right?
That was pretty cool. Yeah.
That was pretty awesome.
I didn't know
saw that.
That's pretty cool, man.
Wow.
Hell yeah, he did. Yep.
Like we always steal from him.
100%.
That's amazing. Wow.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking, Russ. I thought the same thing.
Wow.
Like we're constantly stealing his stuff,
That's it. Jose's done with us. He's gonna quit the show tomorrow. That's it.
yeah, he's got his own thing. He's got his own thing.
Never that.
That's cool.
Shocker Man provides quite a service for us.
Oh yes, he does.
I mean, I'm not talking here about the picks we steal to do our shows, but like for the whole fucking community, man.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah, for sure.
That's a big part, though, is the picks we steal. I mean,
he does us all the service, man. It's just a nice to have a one-stop spot just to see all that stuff. That's what he does, which is great, you know.
Yeah.
But Gary, we were just mentioning, Crashbox and that van being an exclusive, but pretty easy to get because all you have to do is just basically place your order with Crashbox. But exclusive figures in general, sometimes like when they go up on these websites, they go up at a certain time. You kind of have to be on the button when it comes to acquiring those things, or else you're gonna like miss out. So like, what do you like? We could run this down the panel. What do you guys think about that stuff in general, and exclusives in general? Like, what do you think exclusive figures should be? I remember Chris, they brought it up last night, like this He-Man, the Masters of the Universe Classics, Prince Adam, the Laughing Prince Adam. And Chris felt like, you know what, like that's a kind of a cool piece to have for an exclusive. And I think maybe Gary might have a different. I remember Chris last night saying that exclusives shouldn't really be figures that you could kind of pick up in the retail space. They should be kind of these special little one-off type deals. So what do you guys think about it?
Yeah. I have a lot of feelings like around this, and I'll just say, shocker. I know. But so when you collect, like there is something, right? We all enjoy maybe being the first to get something, or that sense of achievement when you get something that's kind of harder to find and you finally find it. So like I get that there's some fun in some of that, but when they make like something that's the most popular and exclusive, I just think the companies are kind of like really missing the point for their fans, and they'll turn people off. So like I don't collect really Mezco. I did pick up that blue and yellow tiger stripe Wolverine that was originally at New York Comic-Con last fall. I just happened to be home when the order went up, and I got a couple. I passed them on to other people in the ROC because it's not something I collected, just for retail. But that was the most popular costume, and you can still find the other two Wolverines like in stock in like most places, the brown one, the gray one, and the one that people want the most, they make the hardest to get, right? Mm-hmm. I was just watching that Punisher. Like I'm not the most educated on Mezco stuff, but I know they've done the Punisher several times. I know there's one or two variants that are like super pricey, it seems like, on the secondary market. So the company knows that character is like in high demand still, and people still want it. So they make it a San Diego exclusive, put it up on the site, and then their freaking hardware crashes, and they can't, they can't support, the people trying to buy the product there. On top of the fact they made it a product that should have been easier for people to see. So I just thought it made an interesting topic. That's all.
Well, the thing with that, you're talking about the Mezco Punisher, the one that just came out. Was it this week? Last week?
I think it was last week.
They I don't know if they announced it prior, but the way they did it, it was a complete mess. Like anybody that was trying to get one was having trouble getting it. If you were lucky enough to get one, you didn't have a heart attack at you. Like from myself, I was trying probably for a good hour, and I think Dom was too. We were like going back and forth, and it didn't work. Like you had it in your cart. It showed that it was there. You went all the way to the pay option, and it would bounce you out.
Payment failed.
Payment failed. Yeah, payment failed over and over and over. It was to the point where like you almost wanted to break. For me, I wanted to fucking break something,
Right.
But then at the same time, I'm in so many different Facebook, Mezco, related groups and shit, and these guys are like, I got mine, got 6, just got mine, and it's like, you can see the update being in like within a minute or seconds of the actual time, and you're like, what the fuck are they doing that I'm not doing right? And before you knew it, it went to a waiting list, and maybe within a few minutes, it went sold out. And like you said, Gary, you know, why do they do that? I mean, yes, I was frustrated and I was pissed off that I wasn't able to get one myself, but at the same time, I think it's all smart business. I think they plan all that shit. They plan to, you know, only make it limited to a certain amount because it keeps the buzz going for their brand.
Mm-hmm.
It keeps people talking about it. You know how many posts I've seen on that fucking Punisher? How many memes already are made from it within a week? You know, and it's like already people are already pre-selling them on Facebook for double, triple the amount, right?
Of course.
People are already saying, "Hey, when I get mine, because I got a few ordered, I'm willing to trade for A, B, and C." You know what I mean? So it keeps the buzz. So why would they make, you know, let's say 3,000 of them as opposed to maybe 1,000 that they made? I don't know the number. I'm just throwing it out there, where more people can get it, because then it would be a flooded market, and then those things would be selling for $80 or under retail because nobody wants it. So,
but but if that's the original price, like, isn't that what they should be selling for, like, anyway, especially for the people that still want to get their hands on them? Like, it sucks if you're the one that kind of slept because you couldn't wake up at 1 a.m. to buy that exclusive, and now if you want that figure, you got to pay $2 or $2.
Well, it's just like it's kind of just like, you know, like I always reference sneakers because I was into sneakers before I started collecting toys, and if you wanted a pair of sneakers, you had to make sure you were up early that morning. Either physically went to that store, and if for some reason you couldn't get your ass out of bed, you had to be ready by your laptop, cell phone, and be ready to get it as soon as it went live. So it's like, hey, if you want this that bad, if you're a true fan of the brand or you want that specific figure, then you're gonna make sure you get it. And if you don't, then you got shit luck. Like, too bad. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's how I see it. You know, I didn't get one. You know, I was lucky enough that I had a friend that got one for me, but I didn't get one, and I was pissed. But at the same token, like, I'm not mad at them, because would I have went crazy if this was the 5th Punisher I was able to get by now? But they made a few of them so limited that it's almost impossible to get one.
Is that the allure for you, though? Is it because it's limited and hard to get? Like, is that the reason you want it? Or do you want it because you want the fucking figure?
Well, it's as a collector in this not just the realm, but, you know, on the level of collector that I am, of course, like I do want that exclusive figure, whether it be to have it for myself because I think it looks great, but I also missed out on the other one, so that's why I wanted this one. But on some exclusive, I do want it to say, yeah, I got up early, or I made sure I got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I fucking got it.
Fuck you.
Whether or not, sometimes I've gotten exclusives that weren't for me, and I'm not the type to throw it on eBay and throw it for, you know, 3 times its value. A quick example, the HasCon Captain Rex that came out, right?
Oh, yeah.
I bought 2 or 3 of them, and I hooked up 2 people with them, and I kept one for myself at retail price. I didn't even charge them what I paid for shipping. You know, just to look out, and especially like in like this community with you guys, for example. If I would have got 2 or 3 in my cart, I would have called everybody. I'm like, "Did you want this? All right, cool, I got it for you." You know.
Now, when you got that, there was a limit on what you could purchase, wasn't there?
6.
Oh, see, Jesus. I don't know. That's one of the things that kind of irks me. You know what I mean? Something that is limited, like a limited edition, limited release. Why does somebody need so many of them?
Yeah, just
selling
one,
it. Right? Well, I mean, maybe 2.
Maybe 2. One to open, one to put on the shelf.
Yeah, if you're that kind of collector, or you're hooking a buddy up or whatever. But like I think the thing that, damn it, I'm losing it.
You were saying why 6?
Why 6?
Okay, so
give everybody the option to get just one.
So,
because I got 6 mouths to feed.
5 of those are going to go up on eBay.
That's why it's 6.
Uh-huh. Well, I understand that, but I mean, there's other ways to money.
Aside from that,
the money that they charge, you know, on the secondary market doesn't help the company whatsoever.
Yeah, you know what? These companies
they're not making out.
Yeah,
like,
they're breeding
a limit on how many can be purchased, and then
Right.
Well,
Everybody
let's get to the root cause though. Make it something that people don't need 6 of. Make it an exclusive that the true fan might appreciate, but don't make it like a core component.
character. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That or especially one that people have been saying they wanted for the reason. Like, I keep coming back to the Wolverine. It's like you take the most popular costume and make that the hardest to get, and you can still buy the other ones. It just doesn't make any sense.
Do you think these companies are breeding the toxicity in the collector community? Hey, Dave, real quick. You had mentioned, whether or not you wanted to get a particular exclusive, and as far as you are, I mean, are you pretty much a completionist on like every line you collect for the most part? Is that why you want those kinds of things?
No, not at all. So I'll give you an example. That this Punisher I wanted this because the look of it. Like, I saw it, I was like, oh shit! It looks just like it looks a mix between the classic one, which is almost impossible to get, and the PX one, which the PX one I have, but Mr. Pinkerton wants it back. So I said, if I'm able, and this is, look, that thing goes for $400 or $500. You know what I mean? That PX Punisher. I can go right now and make the money, but that's not me. Chris wants it. He wants it back. It's his. But I said, first I need to get myself a Punisher that I'm going to be happy with. So somebody was able to get me one of these. So I'm like, you know what, Chris, now you can have it back. And he was very appreciative of that. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like I'm just stacking Punishers that all look alike. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Tell me, Dave, how long have you had this obsession with the Punisher?
I don't. That's just it. I don't have an obsession with the Punisher, but the Marvel stuff that I do collect is all Mezco. Like, I'm very selective with Marvel Legends, and I do Mezco primarily with the Marvel and DC stuff.
So see, we're cool like that. Like, you hook Chris up, I hook Gary up with the SOC Voltron for a fucking scalper price. You know what I'm saying? We look out for each other like that. But there's a lot of assholes out there that don't do that. So when you have exclusive figures that are super limited, and then the website lets you purchase 6, so then the guy that has to go to sleep early because he works the next morning can't get one. Like, it's fucked up that he has to now have the mark.
And to JD's point, the reason why they're allowed to sell 6 like that on an exclusive figure is because, like, all these Mezco dealers, like, let's say even Crashbox, where Chris might buy a case or 2 or 3 of a specific figure, he can't get that. He can't order a case directly through them the way he does.
Well, then they should set it up so that a retailer can.
Well, maybe
there's a set amount for retailers. There's a set amount for.
Right.
Maybe these exclusives should only be sold at the event that they're at, and then the rest destroyed.
Yep.
And then they're truly exclusive.
Yeah.
Burn them, all of them.
And they should video it too. Like, only you had come to the event.
Thank you.
Somebody that thinks the way I do. An exclusive should be truly an exclusive, meaning you had to be here to get it. If you went here,
well, that's
a loss.
But that's the thing. Exclusives are dying due to the fact that they've been releasing whatever they put exclusives. They've released the same character, maybe changed an alternative paint a little bit here and there. So they're trying to appease the masses by doing that. But then, what was truly exclusive now these days?
So real quick though, as far as the selling of the exclusive outside of the show, you're right there.
Wow. Sorry. All right. I had a phone call coming in. My bad.
Oh, okay. What's your ringtone? Does that sound like someone laughing? It's
the Four Horsemen.
Oh, all right.
Pro wrestling nerd. Sorry.
I
thought you said Mythic Legions.
So with these exclusives, do you think that they should be? Some of them are going for sale before the shows, and some go up for sale after the shows, right?
Mm-hmm.
So which one do you think is best? Do you think they should all just wait till the end, or put them up for pre-sale in the beginning before the shows? I was just kind of curious what you guys thought about that.
I think you're right, Brian. I think they should sell them at the shows.
Well, yeah, but
whatever doesn't sell.
Yeah, so sell that after the fact.
After the fact.
Right.
Like, don't put it up front. Let the people go into these shows first. I
don't like that.
Bids on that.
I don't like that. I think they should have a limited amount for the show, and also on online, because not everybody can make it across the fucking country to make a fucking show. But that's what makes it exclusive, right?
That's what the exclusive is meant for.
Yeah.
It's like when I went to BotCon, I liked those exclusive. Like when they gave exclusives, I went to the show and I was happy that I was going to get those exclusives. But then when they start selling them in their store for like half the price, that's when people get pissed off.
Well, they do shit at TFCon too, though. When they do like show exclusives, like NMC, they'll have so many at the con, and then next thing you know, they're online for a BBTS and everywhere else.
Right.
Well, so I'll say that, like, here's another example to throw out there. So I don't collect turtles, but I know that the NECA, the movie 6-inch, 7-inch, turtle set that went up a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Right. It's a scale that a lot of people want because they don't have room for the quarter scale ones, or it's not kind of like their style. So a lot of people like that movie set. Like, I'm not an expert. I know people can say, well, Nickelodeon has this and NECA has to make it an exclusive because of rights and where they can do it. I don't know how true any of that stuff is. I don't have that inside information, but yet they put them up for pre-sale for 3 straight days. People are already selling those that they haven't gotten until after, San Diego, for substantially more money. But there's a very popular set that a lot of people would want that's now made an exclusive for a show, opposed to doing something that's, less mainstream for that same event. I think that's just kind of crappy. I think it takes a lot of fun out of it for a true fan who really appreciates that. And Dave, I disagree with you. I think, if it's a show,
I know you do.
Send them all there. Send them all there. No, but send them all there. And at least if someone's going to take that item and wait to get it and then try and resell it because it's at an escalated price, and power to them. And they put in the work to get it. They either waited in line or they went to the event and did the work to get it. And then they chose to do what they wanted with it after the fact. But, and if there's any left, then put them up for sale, but make it accessible to people that go to that actual event. As opposed to we made 2,000 and we're going to sell 1,000 of them online and only 1,000 at the show.
So let me ask you this, because Hot Toys, they did an Anakin, an Anakin, I guess when he dark side Anakin with the eyeball change and a few extra accessories, but essentially it's the same figure that just released a few weeks ago, right?
Yep.
The way they did it is you can pre-order it on their website, but you have to pick it up at their show.
Correct. Exactly.
So you think that's fair?
I think that's fine because you're still going to the event that it's an exclusive for to get it. And look, I'll be honest. I tried to get that Anakin, and I tried to know someone who's going to the show to see if I could order it and have them pick it up. I tried, but there was no way for me to get my purchase in the attendee's name where they would actually be able to pick it up. So I didn't want to take a risk of $300. Sorry, Brian, but and try and do it and then not being able to get the item.
The only way to do that is if they were to purchase it and you reimburse them the money.
That's correct. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
I actually did that for Neo Rex for TFCon Charlotte. Was it?
Yeah, Chris did that for me too.
Yeah, I got someone to pick it up for me, but that he ended up not being able to go. So then I ended up contacting someone else that I knew was there. Like out of a whim, like, and we had only had like one sale together. Like we didn't really chat. It ended up, it was a Swage 66 from back in the day, and he ended up picking it up for me. It was kind of funny.
But see, that's a cool exclusive because it's a repaint in a unique color that maybe didn't appeal to everyone, right?
Yep.
So that makes I just think that's a logical choice.
If you could still get it, you could still buy that online today, and that came out fucking 4 years ago.
Yeah, I guess they made too many of them.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, I guess they made
that doesn't mean it's exclusive. It just says repaint, and we're gonna sell it to you guys early, and then open the fucking doors to it after. That to me, that's not an exclusive.
It's an early release.
I got it too.
Exclusive at the time. At the time, it was an exclusive because you couldn't
sound like a lawyer.
Then eventually, and I was gonna ask Gary that if he, I kind of like that idea of being able to kind of pre-order the item because then that means if you go to the show to pick it up, it's kind of guaranteed for you. You don't have to fucking wait in a line and have to wonder if you're going to get it or not. So I dig that. And I was going to ask, and I guess, Gary, you don't mind, like, sell all these figures at the show, but you don't mind them selling whatever leftover stock online after the fact, obviously, right?
Because I think that's logical to me. That's just what I think.
Sell through. Yeah, I mean, they have to sell through.
Yep.
Do you think that hurts the people that are trying to scalp them though? Like they're like, because you know, like these things will go on that same day.
I would like to see them like not just put them up for sale at a regular store for the price that you got at the convention, because the people, it's not fair to the people who actually went to the convention. But like maybe put them out like on auction, and then all the money and proceeds go to like a charity. That'd be cool.
So again,
but there's people that are gonna be able to go to the convention, and then Dave said earlier, you're gonna have those that can't go. So why is it like fuck those that can't go cross country to get that, and they still want the figure, like, you know? So I understand people. Maybe they get it earlier, and I have to wait until they eventually make their stock available. Like that's the difference. Is that if you're at the show, you're playing with that toy fucking weeks or maybe even months before anybody else. That's the exclusive.
I just have to say this. I have no problems in, capitalism. And listen, profitability is making money in business, in your personal life. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not a dirty word. It's what I actually tell my associates.
It's dirty.
It's not, and so do what you want. Call it scalping, call it whatever. But you look, if you have an opportunity, then take it, because that window might be small. I just think the root cause is make the exclusive not something that is critical to your true fans.
I agree.
And that's all. I think that's my point.
And to be honest, too, when it comes to those exclusives, I don't really believe there's anything for scalping, right? Someone could just be going to a show, is like, I'm going to pick up all some of this shit, and I'm going to pay for my goddamn trip. Because it is an exclusive, so it probably usually is worth more than a regular one.
Yeah. And all that stuff is all within a time frame as well. So obviously, like the show just happened, you might have those that want it right now and they're going to pay whatever price for it. But eventually, over time, if it's made available, then you can't scalp the figure because it's going to be a decent price. So, it's all timed as far as like the, you being able to kind of benefit or profit off an exclusive figure like that, especially if it's made available at a later date. But is that something that we expect like nowadays, like exclusives just to be made available?
Well, we just expect it because that's what we've seen.
It's what happens.
It's the track record from what we've seen. Yeah. So do you think that's indicative of, are they making too many, or do you think just people aren't liking these exclusives that are being put out from some of these companies?
I think
because a lots of it's still available, but then some are not. Like, what about that? Can you still easily pick up that Ocular Max Mirage that was kind of like half invisible? Like, I know that was kind of one that was
still have them. Yeah,
BBTS still has like 189.
Oh, so but they're charging the inflated price, so like nobody wants to pay that much for it. Like, I think.
But see, I think that's the right type of exclusive because it's kind of unique. It doesn't appeal to everyone who collects, It's not a core character when you have that completist. So even your completist person doesn't necessarily maybe need to have that one in it.
Right. Exactly.
But it's unique enough to be different, and
and when you're displaying your collection, you're like, wow, this is a special piece, right? This is not everyone has.
Well, what about we just got revealed like that Throne of the Primes and Power of the Primes figure? I know it's retail stuff. A lot of us shit on it and stuff, but a lot of people still are into that. And that's announced as a SDCC exclusive. And to me, I feel like that's a piece that a lot of collectors will want. And now that's an exclusive that probably a lot of people won't be able to get, or at least for a decent price. So like, what do you think about that? Like, again, like that's, to me, I feel like a piece that should not be limited because there's going to be a lot of people that want that in their collections. You know what I'm saying? And it sucks.
I agree with you there. That sucks. Yeah.
When I
was
go ahead. I was just saying, I think it's unique enough that it is pretty cool because it is a repaint.
Mm-hmm. And the colors look good.
Is it? I mean, I don't know. Is it canon of any type? What's going on in the comics now or anything? I don't know, but I think it's a neat idea for an exclusive.
It looks pretty cool too. I was like, wow. I was like staring at the picture for like 10 minutes. Like, this is badass.
Yeah. I don't know where Hasbro I don't know where they get their harebrained ideas of like what figures to make exclusives because they're always key characters. You know, in whatever, you know what I mean? Like Star Wars figures. Oh, this is gonna be a not a Toys R Us exclusive anymore, but you know, how many, the same with the Transformers and whatever other brands they got. They're always exclusives to certain chains, and you never find them, or you find them at Ollie's.
Yeah,
you never see them on the shelves, and they end up at Ollie's.
You know, I don't necessarily disagree with the store exclusives, except for the one thing you said where you never find them. But I mean, they're just trying to get business to those stores, I guess. But typically that is general retail, though, isn't it? Those store exclusives.
I mean, it is, right? Yeah,
well,
basically, yeah.
But JD, I do, like you said, I wish the distribution was better. But
well, I mean, it should go back to like, okay, this is going to be an exclusive. It's a, not everybody wants this thing. It's only going to appeal to a certain crowd, Yeah, they're going to do something like that.
Well,
don't pick Admiral Piet or like a Darth Vader. Like why would you make a pivotal character like that hard to get?
Yes, that's exactly
because
I remember I used to
get it. They're gonna sell it. They're worried about not selling.
But it's good. I don't know. I think you're gonna drive fans away because it gets old. It's repetitive. When I was in the Masters Universe Classics line, pretty heavy when it came out, and they would do that stupid subscription service, and then you would do that to try and make sure you didn't miss out, and they still did stupid online chase figures that would pop up and disappear. That you had to try and buy in the secondary market. They did, San Diego exclusive stuff for like core stuff. Like they did a Filmation colored Hordak, and I just remember it was like annoying because that was a character a lot of people wanted from the very beginning in the She-Ra animation colors, and they made it a San Diego exclusive. It's just
and didn't Hasbro make Zorana, like from the Dreadnoks G.I. Joe, make her an exclusive too?
Yep. Sure did. In both in 2 outfits.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Sergeant Slaughter. There's another freaking example.
Another one. Yep.
So how many people wanted, and liked that character as a kid, and where could you get them? Only from the convention.
Bastards.
Yeah, it's like,
well, I mean, I know what you're saying, but you gotta say it is a way of trying to make sure people come to your convention. Though, say, hey, this is exclusive to only the convention. Come to the convention. We want your money. Come bring it, spend it.
Come stand in line for 5 hours.
Yeah, pretty much.
Then maybe make your convention offer more of a dynamic experience to cover the costs. I don't know.
Yeah, but I would argue that a dynamic experience is maybe getting a figure that is kind of exclusive and not going to be readily available.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's kind of if you're a collector and you really want that, that's kind of special. That's my problem with exclusives is they're not special enough. I get frustrated when they're like available. Like it drives me crazy. It's like if it's an exclusive, that's what it means. Get it there. That's it. But I know they usually, if they don't sell out, okay, I get it if they don't sell out, they want to sell them somewhere else, but you have a limited amount of something, it should count. It should mean something.
The Unrestable Bastards are doing something interesting. The Atomo, the Akira colored one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So there are still those available, and there are retailers who have them right now, but they can't sell them unless they're at a show.
Yeah,
really? Exactly. I think that's very, very interesting. That's very, very cool. Yeah,
it's more than one show, right, Brian? Like
any show. They can't.
That's cool.
Yeah, they can't sell
them. It has to be at a convention. Yeah, it has to be at a con in person. Yep, not online.
That's pretty cool. Interesting idea.
And I think that's interesting.
It's an interesting way of doing it. I don't know. Huh. Wow.
Yeah. I think my issue might be just more with like the numbers of some of this stuff, like especially with pieces that might be more sought after. Like I get it, limited runs, increase the value and stuff like that. But I feel like, like Gary was mentioning, some of these pieces that are more popular characters that more people would want. I feel like they shouldn't be limited that they sell out instantly, and then like real fans wouldn't be able to get their hands on it unless they spent like a lot of dough. Like I feel like if they're gonna be exclusive, leave them exclusive to a website, or or a store like a Toys R Us or whatever. Something like that. Like make it exclusive like that, but not so much in the quantity that you can't acquire it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I feel.
So this breaking the mold cast here, right? This group of friends and panelists, right? If we were to make a movie, and I don't think any of us has professional experience in producing films, but what rating would we probably want to make the movie?
I don't know.
No, not with this group.
Russ with those glasses. I think Russ with those glasses has made some films.
Rated G.
No, right? So you know, it comes back to the Marvel movies, right? Wolverine, right? You know, Logan versus and Deadpool. You wouldn't make it rated R. You'd make it PG-13 because you want to attract the biggest audience possible to make it as profitable as possible. So if you're a manufacturer and you're trying to build a fandom, and I'm going to exclude something like a Hasbro. But some of these smaller companies, you know, that are in comparison to like a Hasbro, if you're trying to cast that net and have as many fans of your property as you can, why would you make core components or highly desirable pieces so hard for them to get and risk just losing them altogether? Or why spend $400 on that Mezco Punisher on the secondary market instead of buying it for $80 from Mezco and then spending my other $300 on 4 more Mezco figures from them directly? What makes more business sense?
Hey, Russ, you vacuuming over there? What's going on?
No.
I hear something.
Is that me?
Yeah.
Let me mute and see if it's me.
It's you.
Yeah, the best True Star Screamer in the chat said that he feels the best exclusives are the ones you don't need to have but are cool to have. That Laughing Prince Adam is a great example.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, that Laughing Prince Adam's gonna be the fucking face of a million memes, you know, and stuff like that. But
you know what it's from, right?
What's it from?
No,
it's from some guy made a video and posted it to YouTube, and it's done just exactly like that. And he's singing like Google, hey yeah. Hey yeah.
But that's what sometimes
search that in YouTube. That's what you get.
Yeah,
that video.
That's what I like. That's why I like exclusive. Sometimes, like that one in particular, I think I would definitely get because the fact that it has a story. It has like a weird reference to something that just just brings a good story around, and I like that when it comes to exclusives and if exclusives have that shit.
Yeah. JD, it's the "What's Going On" song, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
He's like in a disco kind of background, and he's
there you go.
So Gary,
yeah.
Well, that's the one I remember they made a meme of you, Brink, because you passed out on a plastic fanatics or something like that. Your head was tilted back in that same position.
I don't remember that.
Don't make me look for it.
There's the best one right there at the top.
No, but yeah, the funny thing is, I mean, that
5
video.
hours.
That video did actually take clips from the show. I mean, they all laughed at Orko in the show, or when Cringer fucking crapped his pants or whatever. But you know, but Gary, to answer your question, dude, I don't know why they do it. Maybe they can't get someone to do one of their exclusives at the show. It's like, no, that idea is stupid. Come up with something better. I don't know. Maybe, who knows? But. I don't know. I don't think TFCon is that scrutinizing, since we're getting Blue Ravage and Blue Laser Bake. So what the fuck?
Yeah, that's fucking trash.
Yeah.
That's
trash, Dave.
Woohoo!
Yeah, people are gonna feel the way they feel about it. I like Mervin 48's question in the chat, and it kind of touches on what we spoke about last week. He said a better question is, do you open an exclusive or keep it mint in seal box?
That's a great question too, because
that's good.
Well,
what do you guys think about that?
What exclusives actually hold their value after a long period of time? Can you guys think of a few? Because I know, Dom, you mentioned Bakan, right? Mm-hmm. So Bakan, let's say, I'm just, again, throwing numbers out there, but Bakan 2012, the fucking, that figure that they fucking gave that year, I'm just making it up, Dom, don't got the year
don't
down.
Castrate them.
In 2014, you could probably get it.
Dude, Dave, that's wrong. That's so wrong, Dave.
$300, right? In 2015, it's $400, but then now it's 2018, and you get it for like $75 because nobody gives a fuck about it anymore.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And what exclusives retain their value?
I don't know.
Look at all the
none of the
TFCon
stuff retains its
exclusives.
value.
Yeah, I mean, some of it does.
Those Mirages are holding their value, right?
Yeah, they are. They're pretty. You can still.
Yeah, Asian Kid Matt paid $400 for those Stunticons from like a year ago or something like that.
San Diego Comic-Con Boba Fett.
Insane.
Yeah, some of it does, but
the thing is, like I don't see, like in the groups I'm in, I don't see people selling those very much either. Like, wasn't there like that Fortress Maximus that Perfect Effect made or whatever is like a miniature G1 Fortress Maximus, if I remember correctly, that was highly articulated. Trying to think what else now. Those orange Tarns, I never see them for sale. Are they high in value?
Yeah, not really. But I think I'm not sure if you can still get those.
Why you want to buy one?
I got one in a sealed box somewhere. I don't know.
All right, because I don't mind.
Well, that answers that question. Brian left his mint in sealed box for a future resale.
I just, when it came time to put them on the shelf, I didn't have room for those.
I couldn't stomach it. That's why.
Man, man, that orange.
Why did fucking buy this?
At the time, it looked cool, but then it was like.
The thing is.
Because it's an exclusive, like, you know, and you're on the line already, so you're like, fuck it, let me just pick it up with the shattered glass Rodimus.
Yep. Right. Yeah, I don't see people selling that Rodimus much. Do they? I don't know. There's been so many iterations of that one, so I mean that's a tough one.
I guess the ones that hold their value are the ones that something wasn't replaced by something else.
Yeah.
You know, like that's what I think. Because like. What did you just mention, JD? The Boba Fett.
Boba Fett, yeah.
They never came out with a retail version, did they?
Nope. I mean, there was just the Boba Fett. It didn't have the Han and Carbonite.
Right. So that's why it goes for good money.
Yep.
Oh, and what about that Jabba that you got? Isn't there that
Jabba,
one?
San Diego Jabba. I mean,
that one doesn't go as much as.
Yeah, it doesn't go for as much as what it used to. BBTS had them for like $100, but they no longer have them. Which I'm kind of kicking myself in the ass for holding out.
What about like on the flip side? You know, like we know it's a mad dash to get some of these exclusives when they go up on sale, but then what happens like when the website like works against you and the shit, and you can't even get the cart, and then it crashes, you know, because of like a lot of traffic. Like, have you guys experienced that? Yeah. Like, I'm trying
to. Gary brought up the turtles. That sold out in. Each day sold out in 2 minutes, which I didn't understand because they limited it to 2 per person and for each order, and it still sold out in 2 minutes. That's just ridiculous. Like, they don't have many to go around. I'm talking about like they just put 20 up on the site and it just sold in 2 minutes. Or B, it's just some clever guy knows a trick that can order so many without in once. But no,
you're
dude. I'm good. I'm not that open. Good. Like,
well, they got those bots that they use. With the sneakers, people do.
I was lucky. I was lucky with the first day I totally forgot, and I didn't go on. But I heard it sold out in 2 minutes. So I was like, oh, great. So that I probably didn't even have a chance. And then the second day, I was like, okay, maybe not everybody in the first day is not going to be there. So like, maybe I'll get a chance on this day. And I went for the diorama, the more expensive one with the diorama, and it was like, well, shut up. I fucking have to explain it to you, Dad. So basically. But like I got it. But like I'm telling you right now, I was trying to go for it on the third day to get it for another friend that wanted it. Dude, it's like it was impossible.
There's such a pain in the ass too. Like Gary, you brought up Matty Collector. I went after him for those Thunder Kittens, and I did get him. Yeah. I got him on the second day, but that was fucking painful.
Well, let's make it real personal to just about everybody here. So, Russ, I apologize, bear with us, but what was it, 7 weeks ago, when the Mythic Legions went live on the Four Horsemen site? And how many, like only 50% of us got our orders through, right?
I didn't get my order.
That's what I'm saying, like of the small sample size here. So again, you're a business. And I'm not an IT guy, so I can't speak, to the behind the scenes stuff, but you're putting something up for sale at a specific time that you're marketing and advertising, and then you don't have the support for the infrastructure for the system, it's going to piss people off the same way. And I don't just mean stuff selling out. I just mean like having a site that can be navigated and actually function.
Yeah, I'd rather it tell me that it's fucking sold out than it play me over and over.
Yes,
like, you know,
yes.
Yeah.
So Gary, speaking from an IT perspective,
tell me that you're gonna grab my nuts, baby. Just don't do it.
Well, at least on that end, like we know better to just jump on the Kickstarter.
Yeah, and Gary, these small guys. I mean, they lease this website space from these like small carriers, could be like GoDaddy or whatever, and they only pay for. It's like this is all we need. It's really just a bad idea for them to do it like that. It really
fair enough. Okay, thank you.
But also, I think it all feeds into the hype. I think they don't give a fuck that their site crashed. I'm not. Yeah. I don't think they're concerned about that. They just want everybody to keep talking about their company. You know what I mean?
That's why they do it, Dave.
Exactly. Like, oh man, fucking Mythic Legions. Oh, they sold out in fucking an hour. Their website fucking sucks. You had fucking 150 people talking about it. Then out of those 150, 30 didn't even know what the company was. Or, let's say the Mezco Punisher, half the people didn't even know it was dropping that day, right? Now all of a sudden everybody wants it because it's what everybody's talking about.
Yeah.
That's great. That's the American way, man. Word of mouth, spread it around. Shit.
Hey, Russ. Hey, Russ. Deluxe wants to know if you're going to be playing paintball after the show. Is that
right? Only if I get to splatter you up, you big sexy bestia.
Oh shit!
I wish the audio listeners could see Russ's glass. But please, when you get a chance, hop on the RLC Rumble Collectors YouTube channel and check them out.
I think you put it up there with some of those, the figure arts, Marvel and Star Wars things that are Tamashii Nations exclusives, and they're like mainstream characters. It just kind of all goes to the same thing. It's like,
those are a real fucking bitch too.
Qui-Gon, why the fuck would you make those characters exclusive?
Young Anakin.
Exactly.
Well, not young, but, teenage Anakin. Yeah. Those things are a pain in the ass to fucking.
Menopause Leia.
Night of Rents, it says the Black Series Thrawn set is holding its value because of exclusive accessories. So I guess that's a thing too.
$100.
That's a good one.
But that is a good one. But that's another great example of like, hey, they released the figure later. If you want the extra stuff, you can get it. And if you don't care about that stuff or it doesn't fit your display or you don't appreciate it from the books, you don't need it. I think that's a perfect example of something that makes a good exclusive. And they put it in a display that made you feel like you were getting something unique from it.
Yeah, a nice display, Gary, for those mint and sealed box collectors.
Yes.
So
true. They are out there.
Yeah. That's kind of like what they did with RC and the what was the other one? The Grotesque. They put them in that kind of like exclusive packaging, but you did have to break that tape seal in order to kind of see the inside.
That's a good question. If it's an exclusive, should it have good packaging?
Yeah, I think it should.
I think it's part of it, I mean,
fuck the brown box packaging. Bullshit.
Yeah,
give me something exclusive.
I hate to bring it up again, but like that fucking Hot Toys Anakin that they fucking
Ooh, you want it, don't you?
It pisses me off because it's not that much of a fucking
Go
change.
get it, Tiger. Go get it.
Let's say for the people that purchased that figure originally, right? They couldn't come out with just the fucking extra head mold with a fucking
why couldn't they
eyes? Like
why couldn't they do something
have
like
to pay Mark Hamill more because that shit looks just like him.
Why don't they do like what Fans Toys does, or put the head in another figure?
Yeah.
Oh, you said Anakin.
Yeah.
Nobody heard my son.
I was hearing Luke.
Dom, you want it too, by the way. So shut your fucking pie hole.
I know, I do.
Yeah, you see. I do want it.
But dude, so listen.
I need it, Gary. Stop it.
Well, no, my point is like, do you really, really want it that bad? Or is it because it says exclusive and it's hard to get and that's why you want it?
No,
and it's okay either way. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer.
They
but
came out with a fucking head sculpt for 40 or whatever it costs to make a fucking Hot Toys head. I'd buy just that. I wouldn't buy the rest of it because it's exclusive. You know what I mean? They could just throw it on their website and go, "Hey, we're selling this head. Take it," and I'd buy it.
Hold on, I gotta grab some.
So what you're saying is what they should have did for this exclusive was just made the burn up husk of Anakin laying on the low ground. That should have been the exclusive, right?
Yes. Yeah, I agree with that, Brian. I think if they would have did like a half a melted face and his hair burnt off, that would have been fucking even better.
Yeah, but then the rest of the outfit's not gonna match.
That's all they gotta do. Right there. That's all they gotta do. Right?
Oh, they see?
Yeah.
There you go.
See?
Yeah.
That's all you gotta do.
Look at that Grimlock head.
See, but then you'd need the attire and everything else because you can't just have the burnt up head and not have the rest of the fucked up clothing or anything else or the burnt hand.
Put a lighter to it.
No.
Or the half
I was
leg.
talking about the whole body. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
You know.
Dude, all you need is like one.
That's a whole other figure.
And,
That's a whole other fucking figure.
Well, not
You're
a
talking
whole
about
figure.
accessory packs,
Right.
but they want to make money, so that's going to be a whole other fucking action figure.
Well, no, it's only partial of the figure. You know,
Burnt hand.
it's like the Josh F version of Anakin. You know, he's just missing some of his limbs.
You can call me, fickle or eccentric or maybe not a true fan, but I'll just say if they make it that freaking hard to shop, guess what? I'm going to choose to spend my money on other interests.
Moving along.
And someone else will get my money, and I'll find the fun and excitement in buying transforming cars that go into robots again.
Is that a danger, like for website issues and stuff like that, or for making these things like too exclusive? Like, have you?
I think so.
Gary, have you anybody else felt that way? Like, I'm just gonna get out of this because I can't get it anyway. Like,
there's a couple times I felt that way. Or it's because especially in the completist behavior, if you miss out on exclusive, you're like, oh fuck, why am I? I'm not gonna ever get it. It's gonna be cost way too much for me to get it in the secondary market. And sometimes I'll be like, fuck it, I don't want to finish the line. Sell everything else.
Yeah, but that's I feel like that's bad business. You know what I'm saying? When decisions like that cause a collector to feel that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, for all these brands and these companies, they should just always be trying to get your dollar, not turning you away. They
play on that though. That's the thing. Like, they know that some people are trying to complete the whole collection, and they put that exclusive there just so, because there are people who sometimes say fuck it, and some people said, you know what, no, I'm gonna just buy for $300 on the secondary market because I need it in my collection, and that just keeps hyping up the whole what they're trying to do and get their name out there.
I think this is like a no-win conversation.
Yeah, it's
interesting though, and look, it can lead to something good.
Yeah, I mean, Gary, I do agree with you. Like, your specific example being those NECA turtles.
Yeah.
I mean, but NECA's done a few turtle sets. Like, those video game ones were really, really cool. I consider those like a perfect exclusive. The ones they did last year, was it last year? That set?
The classic sets,
we keep seeing Danny at the toy shows, and he's like, dude, you still here? You still want it? I'm like, no, I can't do it. I can't fucking spend the money on that set, even though it's perfect and like everything I want.
What makes that set great is the shredder
and the accessories.
Yeah. Oh, and all the accessories and Krang. Yeah,
it's just great.
You know why NECA did that new set the way they did as an exclusive? Because they might have been cautious, because they said, well, a bunch of people might have bought the big ones already. Mm-hmm. But if we make them smaller and make it exclusive, the people that bought the big ones are going to buy the small ones anyway.
Well, Gary brought it up. They do, the only way they can do 6 inches is if it's an exclusive. That's legally binded for them. Like, they can't do retail 6-inch figures. They have the only way they can do 6-inch figures is if they do an exclusive. So that's when you hear it from them. When you hear it from them, they kind of pitch it as, we do these 6-inch figures exclusives because that's the only way we could do it, and we want to get them out there for you guys. So this is the only way we could be able to get it out there for you guys.
Why is that though?
It's because the licensing, like they're not. They can only operate. They can only operate in their like high ranges where they are, and they only do what do they do? Predator And Aliens, they have exclusive licenses for those figures, so that's why they can do it 6-inch.
And that's why everybody else can't do it that same size.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
That's interesting. Interesting.
Yeah,
but
I know for the Turtles, it's the Nickelodeon piece.
Yeah. Because they have the right. They have the rights to operate at that size.
Well, Mark 44 Prime said that they might have this Turtles at GameStop eventually.
Oh, that'd be great, but
right.
Yeah,
he's not sure if it's the same ones, but that they said that they were going to be getting some exclusive Turtles.
Let's make the exclusive and send to another brick and mortar that's struggling.
but again, it's the wait because SDCC is here in the summer, and he said those things wouldn't be coming out till like later in the year. So there's a time gap. You're gonna have to be waiting if you want those. So. I guess that's the thing. To bring it back to that Anakin that Dave mentioned, Chat Wingham mentioned that Dave just wants head. And,
who doesn't?
I'm not arguing with that, Chat.
And Josh F did chime in. He said he did lose his leg by trying to take the high ground.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
You underestimate my powers.
You turn against me.
But like I think I dropped out, Gary. I like it because it's like it's unfortunate it's exclusive. The reason why I like that Anakin because I like the scene with Obi-Wan Kenobi and all that, and then the prop and the stand that comes with it's pretty cool too. So like they did a good job.
Watch the movie.
Yeah, well, shut the fuck
kidding.
up.
I don't know.
I think when you collect, look, I'm guilty of it. I'm gonna admit it. That when you do know something's hard to get and you're able to attain it, it's cool. It feels good. It's fun. It's neat. It makes you feel like your collection is got some uniqueness to it, maybe, and doesn't look like everybody else's for the same way. But I also think we're kind of guilty that when it's hard to get, suddenly we want it more. It's I don't know. I'm trying to make a dating analogy. I'm kind of drawing a blank, but it's kind of like
more.
And when was the last time you were on a date?
Yeah, they always tell you when you play hard to get. You know what I mean? That's when the girl chases you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Right.
That's the same thing with us with these fucking toys. It's hard to get
when you're single. And you got nothing going on, and then you wear the ring out in public, and all of a sudden, everyone talks to you.
Everybody's jumping on your lap.
That shit works, yo. That shit works. These fucking chicks, I like to see that shit taken. I guess it shows that that you're tolerable.
It shows that you're of high quality, right? And that someone else put forth the effort. So
somebody must like him, so he must be okay.
That never worked for me, man. Chicks be chicks be looking, going, God, some scrub got him. Damn.
Yeah, check out those glasses he's wears. It's like a camera.
My man's gonna bring me to the casting couch.
He's the Rocket Man.
We gotta bring that episode back.
Cameras and shit. Like this motherfucker, the freak.
Oh man,
that's awesome. Man.
Well, I'll just say there's enough cool shit coming out that I don't know. I'm not gonna stress over these exclusives anymore. So
So Gary, do you at least agree with what I said before? Like, I may not want every exclusives that come out, but being in this group, that we're in, do you tend to sometimes, like you did with the Wolverine, you jumped on it because you thought, hey, you know what? Maybe one of my friends will need this. And
I 1,000% agree in collector karma. So I think even at TFCon this year, you and I stood in line, and I picked up a couple of that Calidus repaint. And that I was able to get. And I think I passed one to Frank and one on to Ronan Steele because I didn't really collect that scale. Yeah. And it was fun to get it. And I'll admit I was glad to be one of the people to get that figure as an exclusive.
They let you buy two?
Did I think I ended up Did I make that up in my head?
Well, look at his good looks. He's a good-looking guy. They probably said, "Hey."
He just showed him his abs.
I know I got one.
Let me get two.
Anyway.
Yeah.
That guy's
one for me and one for these guys.
Gary just goes up and flexes, and they go, "Oh, here we go."
I traded it for a cheeseburger later on because I was hangry.
Yeah. That's a true story.
Tom's jealous because he ate the bread.
Yeah, it was my fucking cheeseburger.
Actually ate 2 of those today for lunch.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm going to stand in line for those TFCon exclusives this year. Well, who knows what they're going to be for the US, right?
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be the same thing or not. But
I bet you it's something purple.
Well, what do you think about those reveals? Because to me, those aren't the exclusives that I feel like everybody's gonna really want. Like, I mean, personally, I don't care for them. So, what do you guys think about them?
No. The TFCon.
I'm with you, Jose. They do nothing for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. Like if they had made them like shell shaded or something, like maybe that would garner a little more interest. But other than that, it's like maybe I'm just I'm a failure as a Transformers fan, and I don't know who these guys are homaging with that color scheme.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask too. Like, who are those characters supposed to be? Are they characters? Like, because I don't know them, so I don't care. You know,
I thought they were just like, because sometimes the black looks blue on TV.
Oh, I hear you.
That's what I thought it was. They were just like more cartoon accurate.
Yeah, but I was happy standing in line for those last year. I mean, those are pretty interesting. The comic colored Rodimus, that weird orange Tarn, and I liked bringing them to NJCC because there's people that go to that show, and like I can see them. I mean, they're happy to see them. They're like, "Oh my god, that's the thing I saw online," but they don't have a chance to go to the show or catch the pre-orders, or catch the orders on Planet Steel or whatever. And that's why I did it, but I don't think I'm going to risk doing it this time. I'll probably get stuck with those things. We'll see.
Well, yeah, we'll see. I'm glad that, at least the exclusives that I've been seeing so far, it's nothing that I want to jump on. I mean, seeing that Optimus Primal, like, because I'm still collecting that Power of the Primes line, like that concerns me because I'm like, shit, if I can't get my hands on that and I like the way it looks, that'll suck. But I just feel like I'm kind of taking Gary's stance and approach, like, hey, like if you're able to get it, fine. If you can't, like I'm just taking that nonchalant like approach, so I don't work myself up and get angry like the way Dave said he would get sometimes, trying to get a piece and missing out. You know what I'm saying? Like, because
it's not so much the piece, it's the frustration of the website. But I do, I could see that.
Yeah, so. Sometimes, like, as we like to say, patience saves pockets, and sometimes, as we said, a lot of these exclusives, I think somebody else said it earlier in the chat, like the exclusives doesn't always translate meaning rare. Sometimes you are able to get these exclusives after the fact. So,
hey, speaking of TFCon, it's no big deal. Yeah, sorry. Speaking of TFCon exclusives, Lord Shadowkeeper says meeting people in the realm for the first time in person is going to be his TFCon exclusive this year.
Oh, that's cool, man. That's the right perspective.
Man. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, Jim Hogg said Russ is looking to get the exclusive Desert Eagle at the gun show. That's funny.
That's awesome.
Deluxe is saying he hopes some of us say hi to him at TFCon. I don't know. What do you think, guys? You think?
Yeah, maybe.
Dude, I hope he says hi to us.
Yeah, Deluxe, word.
Yeah. By the way, Deluxe, yes, I can see through these piss-colored glasses.
I think Deluxe. I think Deluxe has got the most hugs from me out of everybody in this fandom. Like, literally, he's just somebody you want to jump on.
Yeah, I've hugged him at least 5 times.
Yeah, you see?
He's a good hugger.
Maybe his hug should be exclusive at this rate if they're that
dude, we
guys like
sell
that
them
much.
for like $1 a piece.
Brian, there's a word for that.
There is.
You prostituted for hugs.
Hey,
that would be the first time for him.
Oh, you're so dirty. I love it.
Anyway.
Well, Mark 44 Prime said he noticed that the closer it gets to TFCon, the better the exclusives usually get. he's like, I know they did that last year, so maybe that these cassettes from Ocular Max might not be, the only thing that we see. So I guess we'll see as it gets a little closer.
If that's what they're using for exclusives, then we can probably expect the Rumble Frenzy for the American release.
If that actually, I wouldn't mind that. It'd be all right.
Yeah. Depending on
the Autobots,
it would be interesting. Yeah. Nah, dude. So wait, Dom, are you saying make them rewind and eject? Because dude, you'll get Gary all pissed off, man. He's like, no, you can't be using those cool characters for exclusive.
He doesn't. He's not exactly consider those guys core characters.
No, but I mean, those would be ones you want, though. Yeah. Like those would be characters you would kind of want. Have to have
Gary doesn't want them, so they can be exclusive, right, Gary?
Listen, it's not what I want. I think about everybody else.
No, whatever Gary wants.
He's not selfish.
Anything outside that realm, it's an exclusive.
No.
Don't call Gary fickle or eccentric, okay?
Yes, please. He has a lot of feelings.
Just because no one takes the time to notice.
Mervin in the chat said Russ is wearing the exclusive Peter goggles from Deadpool 2. That's fucking great.
Nice.
Well, dude,
very
nice. Wait.
We didn't even talk about the Netflix Marvel Legends exclusive either, right? There's another one.
Hey, real quick on that. So it's SDCC Comic-Con. Is there some animosity toward a TV show exclusive being offered there that's not really the comic versions? Does anybody feel that way? I thought I heard or read something about that.
Is that that Netflix set that's coming out?
Yeah, the Netflix set.
But they're all up in arms. It's not a comic version.
Well, I was reading some comments about that. Do you guys care? It's like you're violating the sanctity of the Comic-Con by putting non-comic related crap in there. I don't know.
No, that's
I just want
FDCC is thrown to such a big media convention. You can't even really call it a Comic-Con.
Dude,
you know what I'm
like
saying?
There's video game stuff. There's so many things there. Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
They've got
you can't be upset at something like that. And besides the television, the Netflix shows, that's what's relevant right now in pop culture. Like nobody's, if anything, it's those shows that are bringing people to the comic books. I feel not the other way around.
Absolutely.
So Netflix needs to make some glow characters into action figures. That'd be fun.
Nice.
Yeah. I heard that show's pretty good. I haven't checked it out yet. Surprisingly, being a wrestling fan. Mm-hmm. Here it's very digestible, but I think they're doing the right thing as far as putting out an exclusive. I mean, if you're gonna do characters, Marvel characters, make the characters that the people, I guess the mainstream majority are gonna recognize, and that is what they're seeing right now on Netflix.
Hey Jose, let me ask you real quick. That exclusive, the backdrop on it was like West 50th Street or something 50th Street. Is that in New York?
Yes.
And Dave, maybe too, is 50th Street. Where is that? Is that like Hell's Kitchen area?
I would assume they would probably tie that in, but I don't know.
Yeah.
No, that's Midtown. Like that. 50th is pretty. That's like right Midtown, not too far from Times Square. So pretty like upscale, not what you would consider like the hood or Hell's Kitchen is considered a little bit lower Manhattan, like Alphabet City.
Okay.
Like that. Yeah. So. They're probably just riding the subway passing that stop, but that's definitely not, where you would picture these people operating. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe
business centric. Danny Rand, maybe, because that's literally like Midtown, where you would find businesses and storefronts and people out and about.
I got a question for you guys. Do you guys feel like these exclusives that are so far announced this year, nothing really has popped out that kind of wows you? Because I feel like there's nothing really.
I agree with you.
I gotta have that.
That's why I feel so salty.
The only thing that has grabbed me as far as exclusives from this year would be the Han.
Oh, the Han. Han. That even doesn't grab me. Like of course I'll pick it up, but it just doesn't really.
Well, if I miss it, you sell me yours. How about that?
Okay, no problem, buddy.
Cool.
Thanks. For me, it's definitely that Throne of the Primes, because it's really the Transformers is really the only thing I'm collecting. Like Star Wars and everything else, I'm not really like into. So that's the only thing that really caught my eye.
Thrones.
Jose, on August 8th, I will do my darndest to get one. or two.
All right.
Brian
awesome.
was a bare shoulder Jessica Jones.
No, yeah, bare arm Jessica Jones.
Bare, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I think that's the Mary Jane mold that I was unable to get.
True.
But they just put Jessica Jones' head on it.
Mm-hmm.
I have since.
Brian, you still haven't got that Mary Jane yet? Oh my goodness!
I picked it up during the last eBay coupon thing, so I was able to get it for a decent price. Yeah.
That was the one that was exclusive to the 2-pack, right? Is that still the only Mary Jane you could get?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you had gotten that one, man.
Nah, I put it off and bought an air conditioner, shit like that.
The important stuff, man. It's all good.
Yeah. Priorities.
Hey, Jose, speaking of that, Throne of Primes. All right, so I was browsing through the groups, and was it back in January? Was the vote right? Who do you want to be the next Prime? Something. And sure enough, Optimus Primal wins. Sure enough, we get this SDCC exclusive, which is, I think, like the perfect repaint of that thing, with Optimus Primal sitting on a throne with a big club. So my question to you is, all this voting for whatever the hell, they're like, hey, vote for the next Titan, vote for the next. I think it's all bullshit. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it's all bullshit.
I think they just basically this is all stuff they're planning to make, and whatever wins the vote is just what they go with first, and then anything else is eventually going to wind up being.
Because I looked at the other people on that list, I was like, Ultra Magnus on a throne, maybe RC on a throne. No. Yeah, I don't know. Star Saber. I'm like, I don't know. It's like, I think they just had that Optimus Primal just primed and ready to go, so to speak.
Well, I mean, if they had all this stuff sitting around waiting for us to vote on it, where's Omega? Where's Scorponok? Where's any of that stuff? They don't have it. They don't know what they're doing, and that's why they put those things out there. They already have everything laid out for the year or whatever. Okay, we're doing this. We're gonna get the community involved by putting this little vote thing that we're gonna completely ignore.
Yeah,
we're gonna do what we do anyway.
Yeah. Like I said, I think we can maybe see some of those other options eventually, and just the vote winner. We see it first. Unfortunately, we just don't know what's down the pipeline unless shit gets leaked out or we eventually see it. But I think it's definitely something that they could bring out later on down the line. I guess depending on the success, of these products on the shelves, more or less. So I don't know. It's interesting, but like I feel like a vote like that, like and they give you these set amount of characters, like it's like, yeah, we're giving you choice, but you're getting certain options, and you already know who's going to be the winner just based off popularity. It's basically a popularity contest. So they know what the fuck they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And they're just kind of maybe just throwing it out there to make the people feel like they're involved in the process. But I think it's minimal, just like the same shit with Victorion and letting you vote on the vehicle forms of what's going to make up this combiner. You know what I'm saying? And they just do what they fucking do anyway. And
that was just repaints anyway. So that
exactly.
They already have that shit.
It's already you didn't get anything new.
Hey, guys, what are you saying? We don't have a voice? Oh my god.
Not in their eyes.
Yeah.
It
was a good discussion. I think the exclusive thing is definitely something good to talk about. Just again, it's good to get different people's opinions, because I'm not one that's for that mad dash to try to get these things, but I understand there's people that are into that like that, and that like that exclusivity of having a piece that nobody else could have. So,
so it's always good to have friends in low places. They tend to get those exclusives.
That's gonna be our show tonight. As usual, we continue unbroadcasted. We'll be posting the link out in the Realm of Collectors Facebook group. So with that, let's just run it down the line and get some where you at, and we'll take it home. So first up, Brian Brink.
You can find me, Brian Brink, in the Facebook groups, of course. At Brinklizer on Instagram. Maybe if it cools off, maybe I'll get out in the yard, take some photos this weekend.
Brian, it looks like Devastator's getting interrogated. What did he do?
Interrogated? Oh, because you got the spotlight on.
Nice.
Where were you on the night of?
I swear I didn't touch you.
Yeah, I think so. I wanted to do it this year. It's funny you say that, but I will be hitting up my friend over at Crashbox to help me with lighting these shelves. I have some interesting ideas, but gotta stay cool at the moment, priorities.
Yeah. All right, next up, Big Dom.
You could go find me in my air conditioning house. God bless. And and here with you guys Tuesdays, and Dominic Russell in the groups.
All right, Dave.
Yeah, you can catch me looking for that fucking Anakin now that we talked about it. No. Fucking with you. Find me on Instagram, John Addict. Find me on Facebook, David Cologne, and here on Tuesdays.
All right, G Money.
Yeah, Gary Allen on Facebook, and here with you guys on Tuesdays. G Money 1010 on Instagram, but I don't really do much there. And yeah. I'll find something else to complain about for next Tuesday for us for sure.
All right, JD.
You can find me leaving big sweaty ass stain marks wherever my fat ass lurks. JD Brochus on the Facebook groups, Pigment Surgery on Instagram and Xbox Live, and here with these fine fellas every Tuesday evening.
Booty sweat master. I like it.
Oh, yes. Swampy.
All right. Rustamus.
Oh, what's up, guys? You can find me on Facebook, YouTube. I like to shoot a video occasionally, bitch about stuff. I get lots of heat for it nowadays because I get all serious. Anyway. Yeah, I'm on Twitter and Instagram, and I'm on this show on Saturday nights, Plastic Fanatics. I don't know if y'all ever heard of it. Pretty cool, We're kind of on hiatus right now because the boss wants to take off. What can you do? Hey, I'm off too. All right, Oh, and you can also look me up at Doggy Style Doolittle at Pornhub.com.
Oh,
everybody's really looking it up right now.
Yeah, hit him up if you want a seat on his casting couch.
Indeed. Come join the party. Yeah, baby. Anyway. Hey, thank you guys. Thanks for letting me hang out with you guys, man. I appreciate it. I had a really good time. Thank you guys.
Oh, no problem, man.
Thanks for being here, man.
Really good to see you, Russ.
No problem. And happy birthday once again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. As for myself, Harrican BX all over social media. That's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Xbox Live, and the PlayStation Network. Here every single Tuesday night with these fine gentlemen. And you could check out my podcast called Verbally Challenged with Harrican BX, available on all audio platforms. Before we head out, guys, remember to check out the website, realmofcollectors.com. Check out friends of the show at Figure Photography Crate on Instagram, Third Party Unlimited, tfprototype.com, kumastyle.com, Retro Now on YouTube, TKO, and the Blackout and Shout crew. Join us on Facebook where there is a group, Realm of Collectors. We're on Instagram at Realm of Collectors. Breaking the Mold is a proud part of the Cool Table, so please pull up a chair. It's a network hub for like-minded podcasts, including Into the Realm, Plastic Fanatics, Shattercast Uncut, Toy Detox, Nerd Rage Radio, Beer and Bolters 40K, 8 weeks building up to it, and Fresh Communication. You can find all those other podcasts on iTunes and Google Play. So that's it, guys. That's our show for tonight. Thank you for everybody watching and listening. We are the ROC. We're not going anywhere. So get to know us. We'll see you next week. All right, guys? Peace out.
Peace out, guys.
Later.
Right.
Have a great week.
Get on those
Happy
exclusives,
4th.
man. If you're going to STCC, hit me up. Hit me up.